Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Monday morning. A great show lined up. Some special guests here in the studio. But first, let's take a look at the weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hardworking crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, 85, low 72, and water temperature right around 84 degrees. And it's going to be moving around some this week. I expect a couple of degrees drop by the end of the week. We'll wait and see. The first week of October, is that not cool or what? Figuratively speaking, it is. Our moon phase, our Monday moon phase, brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. We had that big full moon last Friday night. I hope you got to see it over the weekend and all. So the moon is starting to do a little bit of waning now, but it's still pretty bright. And we got to start wrapping up on the floundering. We're going to talk about that during the week. Floundering is going to be going out this month. So go ahead and if you got to get it done, you got to get it done next 10 to 15 days. Now take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good strong tide today. Low tide is this morning at 9:35, and it's going to start coming in till about 11:30 tonight. So speaking of floundering, if the clouds are sort of high to that moon, it'll be a good night to go. Our wind direction will be coming out north-northeast from 10 to 12. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back and welcome our guest this morning. Coming up all the way over here from Gulf and Franklin County, we're glad to have Swivel Sisters Fishing Club. Been on before. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Kendra and Tammy, we're glad to have you all, and with some exciting things coming up. And y'all had a good fishing trip. We'll talk about that later, that big fishing trip out to Venice, Louisiana. Is that not cool? We got some pictures and all, but what else have y'all been up to? We're getting ready for some tournaments and all that?
A couple of tournaments coming up. We have our big Running of the Bulls. You mentioned flounder a while ago, but it's time for the big reds.
The Running of the Bulls. This is something y'all started a while back, and it's sort of a month long? Or
it's a month and a half. You start fishing October 1st, and you fish all the way till November the 11th. And then on Sunday, November the 12th, we have a big get-together to reveal the winners. Everybody gets a little upset with us because during the course, it's a catch photo release because you're trying to catch the longest bull.
Okay.
But we don't reveal any of the links.
Okay.
So for the entire month, you have no idea what's being turned in.
Okay.
We try to give some hints to, hey, we have 12 fish turned in, or then, once we get up to a certain length, we might say, okay, well, if you're going to win, you have to be over 32 inches.
Okay.
But we still may have a 40-incher out there. We just don't tell you all the details. So it's kind of a mysterious tournament, but it's fun. You fish anywhere you want to along the shore. You can fish by boat, kayak. But once you land him, you got to be able to take the picture and send it in.
Okay.
So
that sounds like a fun tournament right there.
It is. It's fun because anybody can fish.
Yeah.
Men, women, kids. You can go fish together. I know over at the Cape we have a group of people that fish together, and you should see them. It gets competitive out there on the beach because while they're all friends, they're all fishing for this tournament because the payout will be anywhere from $1,000 up.
Awesome.
It is based on the number of participants.
Okay, on November 12th, when y'all sort of come together for the end, where do y'all do that?
This year we're going to do it at St. Joe's Shrimp Company in Simmons Bayou. They have a big deck area there, and we'll have some music playing and some good food. Boy. So it'll be there Sunday afternoon the 12th.
You're attracting me to it already when you said good food.
That's right.
Tammy, are you going to fish it?
I absolutely am. Fished it last year, and I'm going to fish it again this year.
What was the biggest you caught last year, Tammy?
It's not size that matters. It was the fact. It was the fact that it was the first one that was caught last.
That's right.
Oh, you caught the first one?
I caught the first
turned in
one.
the first registered fish of the tournament. That's right.
Is that
Forgot
right?
about that.
That's cool. Now, the thing about it, they can fish Apalachicola Bay, or they can fish up here, or Shawnee Bay, or whatever. Just
anywhere you want.
Okay.
As long as you get that photo and turned in, and it's
okay.
But we like to do that because we want everybody to participate. and you know, some people may be from Bay County, they may be from Wakulla County. You know, everybody's got their honey hole. So we don't want to just invade one area to fish. We want everybody to go out and have a good time fishing. And you can fish anytime you want to. You can fish in the middle of the night, the day. You can fish during the weekday, the weeknight.
Cool.
So.
Okay, we're going to stay apprised of the situation. Of course, we can't send pictures. Well, you might send us some pictures and all, but we don't want to reveal anything. But we try to cover that quote photo.
We'll definitely send you some updates you can share.
Updates. Okay. All right, and then you have another tournament. Don't you have another tournament coming up soon? Or trout?
Yes, we have our women's trout tournament coming up. This will be the second year we've done that.
Okay.
It is Saturday, October 7th, and we keep it very simple. If you're in person, you stop by St. Joe's Shrimp Company in Simmons Bayou on Friday. You pay $20, put your name on the list, and you're in. If you're not from St. Joe, you can Venmo. Okay. It's Kendra-McDaniel-14. As long as you Venmo your money by Friday, you just go fish on Saturday. And again, you get to fish anywhere you want to. But we do have an in-person weigh-in for that. Yeah. The way we do it is it's a bag limit. So you bring in 3 trout. You have to keep everything in slot. We take nothing over slot. And the reason why we do that is it keeps those numbers interesting. So if everything has to be in slot, your weight's only going to be off. It might be off by 0.2, 0.3. So it keeps that winner pretty much the same. Yeah. And we've had ladies, last year I believe one lady only turned in 1 fish and she almost won with 1 fish. Wow. It was in slot, but it had some girth to it. Yes. And so you can turn in 1, 2, or 3, but it's got to be all in slot. And then the way we do the money is winner takes all. So if we have 100 ladies sign up at $20, you do the math. That's your payout. So it's 100% payout back to the woman that brings in the heaviest catch.
I just really appreciate y'all pushing these ladies in fishing and all and supporting that. It's just special. Now, what time will the weigh-in be?
That'll be at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Put that on the calendar too. Y'all have some food too, probably.
Oh yeah, we'll have food, drinks,
every time
music.
I go to their tournament, they always have some food there.
It's a good time.
It's so good. But that's exciting. All right, we're going to take a break and come back and look at this amazing fishing trip they had at Venice, Louisiana. So let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Here with the Swivel Sisters Fishing Club, and we're always proud to have them. Always have such a good show with them. Tammy here and Kendra. And well, y'all do have a full-time job other than fishing, right? So Tammy, what's yours?
I'm a realtor of over 18 years with eXp Realty, the B Major team out of Port St. Joe. Okay. And I also own a property management company called Salty Horizons.
Okay. Yeah. Good deal. Now, Kendra, what's your full-time job?
Which one?
She has a bunch of them.
I am the outdoor ed teacher and weightlifting at Franklin County High School. Yep. And then full-time president of Swivel Sisters, and also captain. So
yeah, she does a lot, and I'm just so proud of her for introducing outdoor education in the Franklin County school system. We've been talking about that. We're going to talk about it more later, but let's get into some pictures. Y'all took this trip. First of all, tell us how this trip came up.
So back in the summer, I got hooked up with a all-women's educational trip, is what it was, and to learn about swords and tuna. And so I went on the trip with 6 ladies. I didn't know who they were. We all met and went out fishing with Gulf of America charters. And it's a female captain, Captain Martha Stewart. Yep. And so when we were out there, they showed us all kinds of techniques. And that's something different from us because we don't get tuna and swords around here. Right. You know, we get snapper and grouper. Right. And so it was it's just an experience I love, so I wanted to bring it back to the club. So called Captain Martha and said, hey, can you get my club in for a weekend? And she did. So we went out this past weekend. We took 6 members, and we had a blast. We got skunked on the swords, no swords. But Sunday, we got into the tuna, and it was a blast. We limited out.
I say, you on a trip too, Tammy?
I absolutely was.
You have fun?
Yes, it was an epic time.
Okay, let's check this out. We got these pictures here. So you're talking about that is a huge one.
That was the biggest one. I was lucky enough that somebody handed me the rod. Debbie, she was one of the ladies on the trip. She's all of about 5'2" and 100 pounds soaking wet. And they handed the rod off to her, and she took 2 cranks and started yelling for me.
Help. Okay.
So there's the whole group with the tuna.
All right.
The 6 of us.
All right, and then.
So here's Alita and Chandler. That was their first tuna. They helped each other reel that one in. He's really pretty. You can see his color along the side there.
You know, they are really pretty fish.
Yeah.
Oh, they're beautiful.
And I was looking at the water in the background, so it was a pretty good day, wasn't it?
Oh, the water was just majestic blue.
It was perfect conditions for fishing.
Wow.
This is Barb. That was her first tuna. And then Alita back at the dock. We were just fixing to go learn how to clean them.
You mean y'all had to clean them?
Yeah,
No way.
they cleaned them, but they showed us. We had an assembly line going.
Okay, all right.
And that's Debbie, if you can tell.
She's the one that hooked it. Okay.
She's the one that originally hooked it, and then when she realized it was a little bit bigger.
Kendra, how much does that weigh?
It weighed 107 pounds. That's it on the scales right there. And
how long did it take you to land them?
it took me right around 45 minutes.
Wow.
And so,
But it's a good fight.
He is almost as tall as she is. If we lowered it, you'd be able to see how tall he is. So there's Tammy. We didn't get a picture of her fish, but she was on a good one there and ended up landing it.
That's a nice reel. You're in good shape.
Yes, absolutely.
We couldn't complain about the accommodations. We were on a 37-foot Freeman.
37-footer. That's a group shot.
That's the group shot. So on the left-hand side, the second person there, that's Captain Martha. And that's our catch of the day. The fish across the top are all yellowfin, and the ones across the bottom are all blackfin.
Wow.
So
what a trip. Well, congratulations on that. So y'all got to bring back some tuna, bring it back home, didn't you?
Yes, sir. We
Maybe just a little bit.
I think I've eaten it every night this week.
Yes. And made friends.
Yeah, everybody wanted some when we got back.
Oh yeah, I want to share it with you. Well, how far out did y'all go?
The first day for Swords, I don't think we're only about 25 miles off.
You don't go that far.
You hit deeper water, but we were fishing in anywhere from 1,200 to 1,400 foot of water. You're fishing those ledges out there for the Swords. And then for the tuna on Sunday, we had actually just stopped to catch bait. So we were using sabikis and catching bait. And then we got ready, and she's like, all right, y'all all get comfortable, because you sit in bean bags on the floor. And she's like, y'all get comfortable, we got about an hour run. Well, hour run at 4 quads, that's a long way.
Yes.
But we were only about 20 minutes into it, and all of a sudden she stops, and they noticed the pod of tuna. And we never left that spot. We limited out in about 2.5 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
And then we went on back to the dock.
Isn't that amazing? With electronics, she just saw when she just sort of ran over a pod of them.
No. You could see them.
Oh, you saw them with the birds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So the birds were diving.
Old school.
And she backed off just to see what was going on. And as soon as you backed off, you could just see the tuna jumping
out of the water.
And so we get everything rigged up, and it was game on. I mean, we didn't stop for 2.5 hours.
At one point, we had 4 on at one time.
Yeah, we had 4 on at one time.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was a little confusing on the boat, because you were yelling, go here, you move there, and then you're going up and down with the rods.
Yeah, and they fight strong.
They do. I mean, you could tell from the picture, most of them were about 2 foot long.
Uh-huh.
That was that we were in, just a pod of that size, but they're all legal. And it just made it fun that we were catching that many.
Did y'all have a deckhand? Or
Yeah. We had a deckhand. His name was Aaron. We called him A.A. Ron. You know how they spell it, A.A. Ron.
I like that.
He was a pretty good deckhand. He would help us get them hooked in because of the way they do the live bait over there. Mm-hmm. They let it run and then somehow snatch the bail. And then, so there was a technique involved. Uh-huh. So he would get them hooked and then hand us the line, and we did the rest from there. We gaffed them, put them in the boat. So we're really much... It was a learning experience because we got to do a little bit of everything. We caught the bait, we hooked the bait, caught the fish.
The tuna definitely like the hardtails.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
They weren't too bad on the popper either. My first experience, there was a rod. There was too much commotion in the back of the boat for me. There was a rod up front with a popper on it. And I was like, hey, can I use this? And they were like, do you know how to use a popper? And I was like, I'm from Gulf County. I know how to use a popper. And I ended up catching a yellowfin, a blackfin, and a striped tuna.
With the popper? All
with the popper. So that was a pretty good accomplishment for myself. And it was just fun being able to do that. So then some of the other ladies were like, how do I do it? Mm-hmm. So I would show them, and then they would start doing it. So I think everybody, did you end up catching one on the popper?
I did, yes.
Yeah. So all the women ended up catching them on the live bait and the popper. So it was a unique experience to see how you could catch them both different ways.
How cool is that? Now, I guess y'all going to make this like an annual trip now? Are you going to try to do this once or twice a year? Or?
Yeah, Captain Martha's trying to actually promote this with her business.
Yeah.
And I think it's great, giving women back to women, because it's always a man's world in fishing, but we're trying to change that.
Yeah.
But we've already set up 2 trips for next summer with her.
Good.
And so I know our club will be going back for 2 trips, and we'll post the information on our Swivel Sisters Facebook page. If there's any other women's groups out there that want to do it, they can contact her directly to try to set something up for themselves.
There is a local women's fishing club. Some of them watch it. They may be interested too in doing that. That would be awesome.
So, that would be great.
But it's a fun experience.
Y'all did a good job taking pictures too.
It's hard to do with a rod and reel and the camera, but we managed.
Believe me, I do know that. But next year, to take you on some video, especially when we get a big one, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
So share that with us too. Cool. Let's take our final break. We'll be back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back with our special guest coming all the way from Gulf County, and y'all got here early, so we appreciate that. And you're always good about it. Most times they'll beat me here. So anyway, let's look at our fishing game times first from Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time today, even 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock this morning, and this evening 2:26 or 4:26. I couldn't help but think you were talking about on those tuna when y'all saw them feeding at a certain time. And the birds started coming down and all, and that's what happens with these feeding times. You've been outdoors your whole life.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen this segment of times where everything just happens. So,
it does.
Yeah. Okay, Swivel Sisters Fishing Club. Tell us a little bit about it. Some things y'all do in the course of a year and all. So.
Well, where do we start? Let's start in January.
Okay.
January is our membership drive. We always take our new memberships in the month of January.
Okay.
And from there, we really come out of the gate kicking, because our big tournament is Bayou Bash, and that's in May. Mm-hmm. And so our kickoff for that starts. And then throughout the course, we have running of the bulls. Mm-hmm. We have our women's trout tournament. We take all kinds of trips. We've introduced scuba diving now. We have, I think it's 18 members that are now scuba certified.
Wow.
And so we've been doing a lot of scuba diving, and so we'll have some scuba diving trips coming up. So we're not just fishing. Our slogan is connecting women to water.
Yeah, and in the Bayou Bash, you take that money, you help on community things like scholarships for kids and all.
Yes.
It's such a productive thing y'all do with it.
Yes, we have, we give out a $4,000 scholarship every year with the Bayou Bash. And we still have 3 of those students that they earn $500 every semester as long as they're making their grades and they're still in something related to water. Yeah. We have 3 students in that scholarship still. One, instead of a scholarship, he chose to do his captain's license.
Yes.
So we took that money and paid for his captain's license instead of a degree. And then we have 3 others that are still in school, all doing very well. 2 of them have 4.0 GPAs. So we couldn't be more proud of them to represent the Swivel Sisters with that program.
That's awesome.
And then, we do all kinds of stuff. I think, Tammy, you got some ideas of what we do for our meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. This Sunday, we're going to all load up on kayaks.
Okay.
And hit the dead lakes in northern Gulf County and take a 3 to 4 hour tour of the of the freshwater and just enjoy each other's company. That's what we're all about, is connecting women with water. So.
That's awesome. You know a little bit about that area, don't you, Kendra?
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Born and raised
it's my backyard.
I know it. So and then y'all have meetings during the year. You have like little clinics or something, little meetings and all off and on during the year? Do y'all do that?
Yes, we do. We meet once a month.
Okay.
And we do have clinics where we make things that help us with our fishing techniques, or we discuss how to better our fishing techniques with one another and bounce ideas off of each other. But we have a lot of events that we do throughout the year.
And lots of stories that come out of them.
A lot of fishing stories.
I can imagine. And they get bigger and bigger, don't they?
They absolutely do, it seems.
They do.
Okay, so we got running bulls and the trout tournament is
October 7th.
October 7th, so y'all check on that. And I'm certainly going to try to make the weigh-in and maybe get some video, so I'm looking forward to it. And outdoor education in Franklin County High School going strong?
Going strong. We actually teamed up with the culinary class yesterday.
This is cool.
And I called her, I was like, hey, do you know how to cook tuna? She laughed. And I was like, well, I wasn't trying to insult you, but I've got a bunch of tuna and I want the kids to try it. So I did a presentation on tuna and what they look like and how do you catch them. And then she took a big steak that I had and she showed them how to cut it. We had some raw sashimi, and then she seared some. So it was an experience that for us in Franklin County, you know, some of our students, they're not going to ever get that experience. And they all, you know, they made I call it the bitter beer taste. They had the face, but some of them really enjoyed it and they just kept coming back. I think we ended up running out of toothpicks for them to get, you know, a new piece.
I love that.
But it was fun to see them doing that, and I'll send you some pictures. But
okay.
Or hopefully, you know, we can get some of those kids over here one morning and let them talk about it. But
something they can share.
We're fixing to get their hunter's education started and boater's education, so we'll have that, and then. Hopefully, in the future, we're trying to get scuba diving started with it.
That's awesome, and we want to thank the whole staff over there, Steve Lanier, the superintendent, the whole staff helped put this program in, and we just really, it just thrills me to see it and hear about all these good things y'all are doing with young people.
Yeah, thank you.
That's cool stuff, and keep it posted. We're about to run out of time.
Well, thanks for having us and letting us promote our activities coming up.
Yes.
So.
We look forward to keeping up with Swivel Sisters, and like I say, join the tournament, join the club in January, or just keep up with it. They all good about sending out the information on Facebook, because I've seen it.
Yeah, everything's on our Facebook, Swivel Sisters, WFC, which stands for Women's Fishing Club. We post everything on there, and then once you become a member, we actually have a private page, so you can get that information first. Yeah. But anything that we open to the public's always on our Facebook page.
And always welcome new members.
Oh, that's a great attitude.
Yes.
I want to thank Kendra and Tammy for coming over, and now you got to get back to school and everything, and you got to get back to real estate.
I've got to pick up Chick-fil-A for everybody.
Okay. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good today for your fellow man. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.